Well, would you look at this? The KSR's basketball rapid reaction crew is back together again in the summer. I didn't get the memo on wearing the matching On3 shirts, but Drew Franklin's here with Jack Pilgrim and Zack Geoghegan, and we just got out of the rare John Calipari off-season press conference. It's the first time we've heard from him since the season ended. Obviously a lot to talk about, and the Cats play in less than 2 weeks. So we were in there about 30-ish minutes. We got a little bit of swaggy Cal. Good to see him in a good mood. Jack, I'll start with you. There's lots of takeaways. Where do you want to start first?
Lil Wayne, of course. Of all the things that I was expecting today, Lil Wayne reference and like trying to work through the lyrics, like by 30-minute press conference, he finally got it by the very end. But it was kind of, I don't know if it was a shot at the media or just there was a clear theme there about he wants everything to stay in-house. Lil Wayne showed up for a visit, I think, when the concert was here at Rupp Arena a couple months back. And Lil Wayne brought up that he appreciated how Cal just kept everything in-house. So talking about coaching staff changes and injury reports and who Kentucky's going to add, recruiting, all those sorts of things. There's a clear message to people that, there's a reason why things are as quiet as they are, and it's because I kept it that way. So Lil Wayne reference, G's moving silence like lasagna, was not expecting that from Cal today.
I did not expect that to be the highlight of the press conference, but I think it was for us too. Cal even said he's going to start just saying lasagna, and that means he's being quiet about things. Whatever, I'm with it. It's one of my favorite rap lines. We didn't get a lot from Cal about the team, but he did open up a little bit about John Welch and how they're getting ready for Canada. How you feeling after Cal's comments as the team's, 10 days away from going to the Great White North?
Yeah, well, we did learn the news that Aaron Bradshaw is not making the trip, so we know that about him. All signs point to Welsh being a very good hire so far. Cal says he's done it for 25 years, big on the player development role. That was a big thing. Kind of confirmed some of Jack Pilgrim's reporting that there's going to be more staff changes. I think he said 10 days to the next 2 weeks is when we should expect an announcement. Chuck Martin from Oregon is the one that's been rumored. So the staff is still being filled out, and Cal even kind of hinted that there might be a possibility of more player additions, maybe not.
It wasn't a no.
It wasn't a no. It wasn't necessarily a yes. I'd say we're still probably done with the team as it is, but with just how the whole transfer portal is working, you're going to have graduations going into August as well. He said at least 10 notable names could be popping up in the transfer portal here in the next month or so. So a lot of still movement left ahead. We could see another player added potentially. Obviously, we're going to have that new coaching hire, but the team definitely Cal didn't seem too optimistic about the team going into Canada either. Let's just do pick and rolls and play man defense or even zone. I think he threw out
the zone word,
which means we'll see a total of 2 zone possessions throughout the 4 games if we're lucky. Probably best to take the under there. So overall, a very chippy Cal. He's dropped the lasagna line at least 3 or 4 times, so we got a little bit of his swagger back today. Just overall, I enjoyed everything he said. I think he didn't do too much to tip his hand at all or talk too much about any of the players or who's doing well or who's doing bad, but a lot of good stuff I thought we had.
I thought it was interesting you're talking about the transfer portal. He predicted that there will be 10 players, maybe more, just move right before the season starts, because if they're grad transfers, they're able to do that, not knowing who. He's just saying that could be the case when people see that opportunity. Again, not much with the current team. Zack just nailed the philosophy for defense. I don't know if there'll be a lot of that, but it did sound like he's excited with the young pieces, even though they've only been out there together a few days, really.
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement about the guards, especially DJ Wagner, Rob Dillingham are the two that the electrifying alphas, guys that are going to kind of take control of things, and there's a lot of expectation there. And Cal didn't really do anything to minimize those. I think he's definitely excited. Said he appreciates the way they've kind of learned to be complementary pieces with one another. Talked about Jordan Burks and Joey Hart, some of the late additions. Said they might be on their own timeline. They've done really good things. Those are 2 guys that want to be here and really appreciate the journey. I think maybe the most significant part, we kind of touched on it about Aaron Bradshaw, but he did confirm that surgery has been done. It was something that he wanted to do to actually play. Like, there's a lot of talk about, is clutch going to hold him out? We got a Rich Paul reference there at the very end. I think that was very on purpose. But I think the big storyline is Aaron Bradshaw wants to be here. He wants to play. And the reason why he did undergo surgery is specifically so he could be in the starting lineup at some point this season, preferably, I think Cal said, not expecting to miss any time of actual game action. So I think that's probably the biggest storyline, that Aaron Bradshaw will be available at some point.
Yeah, Cal seemed a little confident. It's beyond his control, but at least said the doctors are making me feel like he can be ready. I agree with you. The Rich Paul felt very intentional. I think that was on his notes there. A couple other notes from Canada. Couldn't help but ask Cal if Drake will be a part of the festivities, since Drake lives in Toronto. Cal said he will be out of town, but he has the keys to Drake's house, and he might take the team by. Cal said he still isn't sure if he'll coach in Canada. Did I just say the Bahamas? I had the Bahamas in my brain. These summer games feels like the Bahamas. In the past, when we've gone to the Bahamas, Cal hasn't coached. He's sat in the crowd, lets the assistants do it. But this trip, since he said the team's representing America, he is more likely to be down there with them, although it is unclear on what he'll do there. We probably won't, as a group here, you'll have a source to say before the Canadian games. I mean, are we winning this thing? When do we play the hard countries? Let's see, we got Germany, Canada, Africa. Haven't done a lot of research, haven't watched a lot of film. I mean, are we thinking we win a couple? We win in any? How are we feeling, boys?
So Cal specifically said that Baylor went 1-4 in this event last year. There was a lot of NBA talent. Guys that were drafted this past year were on the teams that Baylor played, and they were still a 3 seed this past season. So, on our KSR page, they said, "Oh, you guys are being negative if you're predicting losses." Like, it's okay to lose these games because this is the type of competition you want. Like, they're trying to put this team together, this roster together, make it some type of cohesive unit, just kind of on the fly. So if losses happen, it's not a bad thing. Like, it's something to just learning moments and growing opportunities for this team. I think that they'll win a couple. Like, I think there's just way too much pure talent on this team to not win 1 or 2. But I'm not expecting a 40-0 version of this trip. I think they're going to come away with a couple losses, and it's going to be for the better long term.
Fun fact, people forget the Carltown's 38-0 team lost in the Bahamas. I was there, so it happens. Rob Dillingham was walking behind you as you did that, and if he's still listening behind us, I think they go undefeated and he averages 50 a game. That's my prediction. But in all seriousness, I think it is unique circumstances because they are likely to lose at least 1 or 2, maybe all of them, but it really won't matter because they're so brand new. So it's more like surprises. It's house money. If they do play well, have some big games, we get even more excited. Are you going with the undefeated prediction as I just did to suck up as you walk by?
Yes. Undefeated,
4-0. 4-0?
4-0.
Calipari's.
Is there an exhibition game he said, maybe one off the
Yeah,
grid?
so there's an exhibition. Well, I think they'll have like the tournament or like the games after that. So there'll be potential for 4 or 5. He said Baylor went 1-4, so I guess they played 5 games. But
that was a good Baylor team too.
Yeah, and Calipari was adamant that all the competitions could be 23-year-olds. So all old guys. I also want to point out when
we need to address that.
His talking about the transfer portal, NIL. Well, it started on NIL and delved into the transfer portal, but essentially he was saying that you get 5 years to play 4, and he didn't want 28-year-olds or 29-year-olds who were twice removed from their marriages with multiple children, which I don't think that's ever happened. But to his case, he also just added a 23-year-old. Let's keep that in mind as well.
Due to fate.
Due to fate. He said Trey Mitchell joining the team was fate, which I thought was kind of funny. Maybe it was
fate. Blew way over the limit up there in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, maybe it was. It was probably bound to happen eventually for old Bobby Huggs, so maybe that was fate in that regard. But yeah, he was big on the he doesn't want 26, 27, 28-year-olds playing in college anymore. He's happy that the extra COVID year is getting out of there. It was just interesting how he was viewing the whole transfer portal there, talking about trying not to bring in all these older guys when I guess he did kind of bring back 2 older guys, which we're happy about because we need them.
Gotta play the rules.
Yeah, but
we also learned he was wrong once in 1978. And you've gone to a lot of these when the year. When he said since when, I wanted to say 70. There's no doubt it was going to be 78. Like, call on me. But also it was fun to hear from Cal again. Y'all know me from listening to the radio. I hate Cal, hate Kentucky basketball. Want them to lose every game. We all have this narrative joking around. It was good to hear him and hearing him being chipper. It's been a while. He really was kind of that swaggy Cal we've missed.
Yeah, I appreciated that even after, he talked for 30 minutes. The most we haven't heard him talk since March, the Kansas State loss. So it was just, I appreciate that he was willing. I think he could have answered more questions at the very end. He was like, anything else? We good? Good? Sounds good. I think he's in a good mood. I think he likes what he sees so far. This is his type of team. This is what he's been missing. I think he likes the start and finish journey that comes with being with 17, 18-year-olds and 5 stars. This is the type of roster that he likes. We've just been seeing him kind of walk up and down. They're close. They're drinking smoothies together, and I feel like the cohesion is there with this group that wasn't there necessarily last year. And I think he's excited about that, and you could definitely tell that from the press conference.
We'll find out soon on July 12th. Right now, we need to get out of here because I'm worried we're not wearing hard hats, and there's some serious action going on over here. I don't know is this part of the memorial renovation, or is this tear down a wall to get Oscar's trophies out of the lodge? Whatever's going on, it's active back here. But as you see players coming back and forth, fun afternoon with Kentucky basketball after hearing from John Calipari, and we'll see you up in Canada here soon. This is the rapid reaction from a summer press conference with Coach Cal.